Now that we know how to multiply fractions, we can talk about the next operation, which is division. Okay, how do we divide fractions? Well, I have this, again, I won't explain the concept, just the rule, okay? If I have 1/2 divided by 3/5, the rule is you get 1/2 and you multiply that 1/2 by 5/3. 5/3, you all know, is called the reciprocal of 3/5. So reciprocal is the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator, okay? So I put here the rule, multiply the first by the reciprocal of the second, okay? So division just becomes multiplication, and we've explained multiplication to death, okay? So hopefully you know how to multiply after, okay? So in symbols, if we have a fraction square over star divided by circle over triangle, right? So then you just keep the first, the square over the star stays, the division operation becomes multiplication, and this gets flipped. Yeah, students call it flip the second, right? Flip the second. So the triangle goes up and the circle goes down, okay? So again, this is the rule, multiply the first by the reciprocal of the second. Let's just look at a few examples of division of fractions. So if we have, let's say, 3/8 divided by, let's say, 3/4, okay? So following the rule, what we do is we keep the first and we multiply that first fraction by the reciprocal of 3/4. So we flip 3/4, okay, and we get 4/3, okay? So we have 3/8 times 4/3. Well, you could either do it breaking down the 4 into 2 times 2, or in the 8 into 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, if you prefer to do it that way. And get your chopping pen. Chop the 2, okay? So you get nothing in the numerator, so you get 1, right? So there's a 1 left there, and then the denominator you get a 2. My students hate this, okay? So what they would rather do is, at this point, what they want to do is just to get their chopping pen, okay? And just chop right away, okay? 3 chops with 3, 8 chops with 4, that's a 1, and this is a 2. Same thing, you'll get the answer 1/2, okay? So that's a simple example of division of fractions. Well, before we leave division of fractions, well, life will not be complete if we don't do something challenging, right? So let's do some pretty big numbers here. So if I have 12 over 40 divided by 15 over 24, so again, let's see what the rule is. It says keep the first, right? 12 over 40 stays as 12 over 40. Multiply that by the reciprocal of the second, okay? So the reciprocal of 15 over 24 is 24 over 15. So now we know that for multiplication, we just bring these two together, and we've seen this earlier because these are pretty fat fractions, right? We should break the numbers down and chop all the common factors. So 12 is, and probably I should leave this up to you to check that my prime factorizations are correct. 12 will be 2 times 2 times 3, okay? 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, okay? 40 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. 15 is 3 times 5. So all I did was to break down each of these 4 whole numbers, okay? Prime factorize them. I am ready to get my chopping pen and release all my aggression and chop 2 with 2, right? 2 with 2, this 2 with this 2. I see this 3 with this 3, right? And yeah, I guess I'm not as good as in my last example. I have 2 times 2 times 3 left here. So that means to say the answer is 12 in the numerator, and in the denominator it is 25. I know you guys feel that this is still a fat fraction, but you know, there's really nothing that these two have in common. They don't have any common factors, so that's your final answer. So that's how you divide your fractions.